spotlight. Spotlight, I would rather have the person that's being PVI'd spotlighted on my
Oh,
computer.
well, I'll do both of you.
Okay, cool.
We'll make both of you happen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let's get started. I'm Sandy Cahill, and I am Assistant Director at Pride of Portland and former director for about 15 years for Cascade Harmony. And I have been doing PVIs for probably 20 or 25 years. So I've been a Sweet Adeline since 1987, and I've never looked back, taken a leave of absence or anything. So absolutely love it and enjoy every moment of singing. So today we're going to do the PVI under glass, and going to try to make it as much of a reflection of what an in-person PVI would be. And we will talk about alignment and posture, breathing and breath management. And if we have time, we'll move on in the hierarchy to phonation, resonation, and articulation. But in my experience, most of the time, we can spend on posture, alignment, breathing, and then phonation. So hopefully, we'll get a chance to demonstrate that. So I guess we're going to start with Donna in her pajamas. Donna in her
Yes.
PJs. And so why don't you introduce yourself, Donna, and give us, a little bit about yourself. Did we lose her?
I think we might have lost her. By the way, Donna is the breathing expert in Five Valley Chorus.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
So hopefully she can do us a demonstration. That would be great.
she's the one who teaches all the new people about breathing
That's
for
awesome.
sure. Oh, I'm sorry we lost her. Hmm, darn it.
Hopefully we can get her back.
There she comes.
Oh, good. And I do follow that kind of hierarchy of importance during PVIs that I do. Different people approach PVIs differently. It's a personal voice or vocal. There she is. Did we lose you there for a second?
All of a sudden, I just left. Yes, I don't know what happened.
That's all right.
Okay,
Um,
well, I'm back.
so why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Let's see. I'm Donna Trowbridge, and I sing with Five Valley. Um, I've been singing for a lot of years. I sang tenor way back in the early days, and when I left for a few years, when I came back, I didn't have my tenor voice anymore. So I am now singing baritone,
Excellent.
and I love it.
Yeah. Good, good, good. Okay, so did we decide that you can stand up and we can see your full length body, or is that just going to be too much of a problem?
Well, I can, but I don't know if my phone is going to do it.
Yeah, you have to prop it. Yeah, that's good. Now, can you prop the phone up and then step away so that we get more of you?
Well, you have to let me know. I'll find a place where I
Okay,
can crop it, and you let me know when you can see my
you
whole
bet.
body.
You bet. Oh, getting there. Yeah.
How's that?
Um,
I'm in my PJs, so don't really look at me.
you know what? If you hadn't told us that, we would never have known it. You look
Oh
adorable.
yeah, right. Yeah,
I'm not
right.
kidding. Okay, so thank you for participating. First of all, appreciate you being brave and getting out there and doing this. I know you've done it before, so we appreciate it. So the first thing that I always look at is alignment. So can you turn like 90 degrees? Yeah, perfect. And so we want to look for a balanced weight, between the left and right sides. Yep. Make sure your body is floating. Kind of, I like to think of it as your shoulders might be like a hanger in your closet and everything's kind of floating below it.
Mhm.
Feet are naturally apart. Your spine is straight and elongated, shoulders are relaxed, chin is level to the floor. Knees are soft, not locked. Is that feeling pretty comfortable right there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, and I understand that you are a pretty good breathing person, that you do it for Five Valleys. So,
Yeah.
hopefully you'll do us a good demonstration. So with that alignment, talk to us about your approach to breathing.
Well, I just drop it and let it go. You know, I try not to breathe up here, like that. I try to just, you know, use it all around here
Yep.
to
It's,
get me lots of air.
yeah, that's the biggest thing that I come across is chest breathing versus
Mm-hmm.
low, wide breath.
Right.
And it's a habit that you have to form. Many of us, and the way that I learned to make it a habit was by breathing that way when I talk. If you
Mm-hmm.
can, if you can remember to breathe a low, wide breath while you're talking, it becomes a habit that you can approach to when you're
Right.
singing.
Yeah.
So, the first thing that I like to talk about is the ribs, the position of your ribs. So if you're in a good alignment, your ribs should be
Up.
yeah. And the best way to do that is to raise your hands above your head, lower your arms, and that position of your rib cage is where you want it to be.
Right.
So if you're
Right.
watching along at home, you might try this as well while we're doing it. You can just stand up and raise your arms above your head, lower your arms and see where your rib cage ends up, because that is a different position than what you're used to. And
Mm-hmm.
knowing where we would like the rib cage to reside, um, is half the battle. And the reason behind it is that we can allow more breath to fall in, as Donna says, if your ribs are in that correct upright position. So show them one more time, Donna, how you would position your rib cage.
Okay.
Yeah, and it feels different than it normally. Yes.
And it does.
Yep. So
It's not a comfortable position.
yeah, but what happens is as you start singing, you relax and everything kind of falls down again. So you have to kind of remind yourself to keep it raised. Okay, what else do you do, Donna, when you're taking a quick breath, let's say in an uptune?
Um, at the beginning
Yeah,
or
sure.
well, it's probably a quicker breath,
Yep.
you know.
And is that different
And
from a ballad breath?
I think so.
Can you say how it's might be different?
Um, oh, eh, I don't know why. I don't know. You tell me.
Okay.
I'm just so used
Um,
to the breath, and I don't know what a difference would be between the two.
Yes. So you have a little bit more time for a ballad breath than you do generally for an uptune breath. And what you want to be aware of is kind of taking that same approach to a ballad breath and an uptune breath, just in a maybe shorter period of time. And sometimes in a ballad, you have time to even breathe with your nasal passages open as well to kind of keep
Mhm.
everything open and wide, right? So once
Well,
upon a time,
I
right?
know I, I know it just depends on how the uptune starts, like what vowel. So I try to tell my you take it in the vowel, like if it's going to be O, I take it with that O in mind,
Yes. Yeah.
ready to say that word. And
Yeah.
so it's a different,
Yeah,
it's a
that's a
different step.
really good point. But that mostly affects here and not in your lower body, right? It would be the same internal breath in your
It's
diaphragm.
it's just thinking, of what the word's going to be, to take it in the breath in that vowel.
Yep.
And it's your mind, I guess, is what it is. I don't know. That's what Candy always tells us. You got
No,
to take it
absolutely.
yeah, in the sound that we're going to be singing next.
And then you're
But
ready. We're into the phonation part. You're ready to phonate the proper vowel that the chorus
right.
is starting on. So it sets you up for success. That's good. But the big thing about breathing is to ensure that you breathe your whole lower body. So think of it as as an inner tube, if you're on the river, floating down the river, and you're in an inner tube and it's all the way around 360 around your body. When you breathe properly, you should be filling that entire inner tube, even in the back. You have muscles back there that can relax and allow more air if you relax all the way around. So try that, Donna, by getting your alignment back in place. So weight balanced, body floating, yep, ribs in place, spine elongated, feet are apart, etc. And now take a low, wide breath that is 360 around your entire body. And then sing me sing that note O on an O. Take that low, wide breath and give us an O. Yep. So now do it. Can you do it the wrong way with a chest breath? Yeah, so I can't really hear the difference because of the connection, but explain that
Yeah.
to us. Explain the difference.
Well, I couldn't hold it as long. I felt like already I was running out of air compared to down here. I could have held it longer because I had more filling all the way around. I had more air and could support it better than up here. There was no support.
Yeah, there's much more, you can get more air that way. That's the whole purpose of it, by having the rib cage floating openly and then allowing the abdominal muscles to relax. You can bring in more air than you could if you just, don't think about it. So let's do that again, Donna, getting your alignment back in place. And give us, I'm going to have you do, let's start with a bubble.
I can't bubble. I can't bubble.
You can't bubble? Can you trill? Trill?
No. Well,
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yep. So
okay.
you're gonna go but make sure your alignment is there and you're taking that low, wide breath. Yeah. So did you finish it or did you get cut out?
I think
Did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I didn't hear the entire thing, and I'm sure it's the
Oh,
connection. So
yeah.
do that again. I know that you're not used to trilling, but it's really the same thing as bubbling. So anytime the chorus is asked to bubble, you should just trill because it's the same kind of, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
So do that again.
I wonder if you stood a teeny bit closer to your phone, if the sound would
Then
be a
she's not
smidge
gonna sing.
better.
Yeah,
Is that-
now that we know you
Yeah.
have good alignment. Yep, that's good. Try that again. Good.
I'm not used to trilling.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it on a E. We're gonna go E. Try that. Yeah. Can you do E-ah, and really open it up and sing to the end of the phrase? Good. Now, what I noticed when you, how did that feel, by the way?
Good.
Good. I noticed when you sang that, that you reached for the high note with your chin. Is there a note up there that you're trying to get?
I don't know. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about having somebody, watch you for
Right.
any purpose while you're singing is because I'm not aware of all the things that I'm doing when I'm singing because I'm trying to make good sound, right? So, try to keep your chin parallel to the floor as you don't reach for that high note. E-ah. Yeah, good. Do that again, half step up. Ma, e. Good. Now, your hands are
I was just holding. So you see
okay.
me.
Good. Oh, what I would like to actually, what I'd like to see you do is keep your hands there and give us that exercise in staccato. Can you do that? Yeah, do that again. Yeah, half step up. And again, half step up. One more. Good, good. So you can see when she does that, folks that are watching, that she's not chest breathing. She's actually breathing from the proper place. And in chorus, a good thing to do is, if you don't mind, next to your riser, if you're friendly with your riser mate and you have permission to touch, you can actually put your hand over your riser mate's lower abdominal muscles to see where she's breathing and have somebody check you as well. So side by side in chorus, let's see if I can get this on the camera. You just you've got your hand on yours and your right hand or left hand on the person next to you, and do a staccato exercise to see where people are breathing from. Does that make sense? Any questions out there?
So when you do the staccato, you take the breath, but you don't necessarily breathe between them.
No, correct. Just stopping the sound, because you would probably pass out if you breathed between them.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because you already got the full air, and there's no way you can keep taking air when you've got so much.
Right.
Okay, that's what I was
Correct.
just
But
wondering.
that's a good way to see where somebody's breathing from. But it's usually pretty obvious for chest breathers because shoulders go up and there's a lot of upper body movement, which we like it still up there. So
Right.
So yeah, so let's do that again, Donna, and let's go back to the not staccato. And then go up half step and show us the proper way to align your body and breathe and manage your breath. Yeah. Yeah, so I could see, and I'm sure everybody on the call could see, that movement in your lower abdomen area.
Yeah, I tried to hold it out long enough to get enough air out to take it.
Yeah, that's good. No, it's good. One thing I would caution you of just watching you sing is making sure that you keep your chin level to the floor. And also, whenever we do vocal exercises like that, they're usually pairing two different vowels together, like the E and the ah that you just did. And the reason why we choose two different vowels is generally because they have different mouth shapes, E and ah. But when we put them together for a vocal exercise, we would like the transition to be very smooth. So we don't want E, ah, not that you did that. You did not do that at all. But folks who aren't thinking about it might. So you want to keep the same vowel tunnel between the two if you can. So do that first one more time, demonstrating all three things. The vocal alignment, posture and alignment, breath management, chest or chin level to the parallel to the floor, and then the vowel tunnel. Yeah, good. Keep going.
Oh, oh. I'm not warmed up yet.
That's
I'm getting
okay.
there.
We get it.
That frog.
No, that's good. That's good. So I just want to open it up to questions. If anybody on the call, I think we're coming towards near the end of the time. I'm supposed to do like 17 minutes or so per, unless we don't have other volunteers, and then we can keep going on with Donna. But I want to make sure that if anybody has a question that we answer it.
Sandy, it's Sonia. I've got a question.
Hi, Sonia. Yeah.
So of course, Donna's just doing amazing. It's just
Right.
I've already jotted down so many notes, Sandy. It's terrific.
Awesome.
Something that, as I've been enjoying all the PVIs this season, something that has consistently come up is the breath, let's say sustained breath support and vibrato. So as Donna is finishing out her phrase, whether it's the phrase of a vocal warm-up or it could be the phrase in a song, curious to either your input to unify, our sections and our chorus with vibrato.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And as we age, all of us, if we don't do anything to change the natural progression of your body and your instrument, we're going to get more vibrato because it's breath support, right? It's all about breath support. And as Sonia was saying, in our art form, we kind of would prefer not to have a lot of vibrato because that's how we get the lock and ring with straight tone. So those of us who have come from a choral style of singing, especially sopranos in a choral chorus, or there's a lot of vibrato, and we encourage folks to try to not sing with vibrato. So there are some exercises that were put out by Peggy Graham and Dale Syverson that would help with vibrato specifically. But I'm here to tell you that any vocal exercises that you do on a regular basis will build your breath support and help fight against a lot of vibrato. Some of it is also mental. I had a bass in Cascade Harmony who had a beautiful bass voice with a lot of vibrato, but when she thought about it, she could sing straight tone. So some of it is what you like to hear your voice sounding like. It sounds pretty in your head to have a lovely lilt at the end of a phrase or a note. But for 4-part harmony and choruses, it's hard to harmonize with that. Not saying that you can't ever do it. Leads certainly can use vibrato to end a phrase, end a note, let their quartet know that they're running out of air. Lots of different ways to use a vibrato, but generally speaking, in chorus, we like to sing a flat tone. So that doesn't mean that you don't have a lifted palate in the back of your mouth. It doesn't mean that you push hard or you do anything differently. You just need a lot of breath support which you can get from doing lots of vocal exercises on a daily basis, and then thinking about what your sound sounds like. Did that address most of what your question was, Sonia?
Yeah, yes, for sure,
Did you-
for sure. It was just curious to how you work with your groups, how it's maybe addressed, and just keep working towards it. Again, you hit on so many great things. It might be breath support, it might be, we just have to think about it. I think
Yeah.
many of our singers can really minimize it just
Yes.
by recognizing that they have it and think about it for that more forward motion, that full sound in phrases and ends of phrases specifically. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And as a baritone, I've sung with many a lead, particularly, and tenors who have pretty strong vibrato, and it's nearly impossible to ring a chord from a baritone perspective when that's going on above you. So anyway, that's a great point. There are specific exercises for vibrato, which I have here on my screen, and I can send it to you if you'd like. I can send this whole sheet of PVI exercises that I use, and I didn't invent this. I took it from everything that I do is not original. I try to learn from the best, and I try to take what they've taught me and pass that along. So I believe this sheet came from this sheet came from Ryan Heller. So when when Ryan was directing Pride, he put this sheet together for us. And there's just a couple of specifically warm-ups for vibrato, and there's some for managing your passaggio, those of you who have a break in your voice and need to work through that. There's some other relaxation ones and resonance ones, so I can share that as well. Any other questions from the PVI that wonderful Donna has jumped in to do?
Well, I used to have lots of vibrato.
And how
And
did you get rid
of
of
course,
it?
well, singing tenor, you don't have much vibrato because, you know, it's in your head voice. But then when I switched to baritone, I noticed that I had more vibrato because it's in my comfort range. And you have to really concentrate on it for a while until it comes that it's natural. But I noticed what really helped was the breath support, especially if you have to take a quick one to hold out a phrase to, you know, to where you can get that breath support to hold it out without having that vibrato. Because when you're weak and don't have much breath, it's going to be there because you're pushing, you know, up here more than getting your support down here.
Yeah, that's true. So building your breath support with exercises, but also realizing that when you're singing a chorus, especially to get more breath when you can. You know how to sneak breathe. If you don't, ask your section leader for some tips on sneak breathing, but it never pays to run out of breath for any phrase at all. So if you feel like that's happening, find a way to sneak breathe and bring more air back to the party. And that way you have a full tone the whole time and you don't have vibrato and you're hitting a lot of major points that need to be hit for a choral singer in the chorus. Good point. Anything else, you guys?
Are you done with me?
We're done with you. You did great, Donna.
I
Thank
can
you. That
sit
was
down.
awesome. That was awesome. Yep. All right. Anybody else want to, now that you see that Donna lived through that whole experience and she didn't die, anybody else want to join and offer up for a PVI? Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I know you can.
Come on, come on.
All you're going to do is learn. No takers. Well, there are a couple of things that we could discuss in lieu of, and if you change your mind, feel free to jump in because we can start one at any time. but I thought, if we had some time, we could just talk about, um, generally what people look for when they give a PVI, so that you know what, how to be prepared for it. And first of all, which I neglected to ask Donna, what I usually do is ask what the goal is for the person that we're giving a PVI to. What's your hope to take away from this session? And generally it's breath support. In my experience, the biggest problem that folks have is not having enough breath. And I guess you never have enough breath, even if you're really good at doing your vocals and, staying on top of everything. You always want more. So that's one of the goals. Sometimes vibrato is a problem, and people have a goal to kind of decrease it. There's a lot of different goals. So asking what the person wants to do by the end of the session, or wants to have tools to work towards, because generally speaking, getting rid of vibrato, improving your breath support, improving your alignment, all these things are part of a process that takes time. And you're not going to walk away from a 15-minute PVI with just no vibrato in your voice or increased breath support that day, right? It's usually a process. So I like to find out what the goal is, and then, as I said earlier, I talk about alignment. Take a look at the whole body of the person, and as we did with Donna, and make sure that they're not using their chin to reach for the high notes, or basses lowering their chin to get for the low notes, or just making sure the alignment is proper. Then addressing all the breathing and breath management issues, with a full low wide breath, 360 all around, and creating an air-driven sound. Air-driven sound will give you full phrase breath support. And once those two are in pretty good shape and well defined, then phonation is the next step in the approach that I take. So alignment, breath support, phonation is the third one. And that's about how the person is producing the sound. Is it a healthy production? Vocal production is the onset. A glottal, too much air. It needs to be a balance of air and sound. Is the tone clear? Is it nasal or breathy? Is it hooty or swallowed? Where is the placement, generally speaking? And then is there a wobble or a vibrato or a tremolo, addressing those issues at that point? That's all part of phonation. Does that make sense?
Sandy,
Yeah.
I hate to interrupt, but Deborah Angst, even though she's not a baritone, she's a lead, has offered to be a PVI recipient
Awesome.
if you're interested.
I would love to. Deborah, come
Great.
on board.
There we go. Thank you, Deborah.
Hi. Oh,
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Thank you for volunteering, because it's much better than hearing me drone on about things. So yes.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Oh, you're wonderful. So can you situate your camera so that we can see your whole personage?
Yes, let me see what I can do I have a movable table,
Awesome.
and then I'll move back and we'll see what
Yes, perfect. Yeah, that's
That'll work.
awesome. Perfect. Okay, cool. Now turn your body 90 degrees so we can see. Yeah, excellent. So check your alignment. Make sure that you are weight balanced. Body is floating from the shoulders. The feet are well situated. Spine is elongated. Shoulders are relaxed. Your chin is level. Knees are not locked. The whole deal. It looks pretty good. Good. And breathing. So I saw you do the old rib cage positioning. So you're in good shape with your ribs. I'm gonna do that one more time. Show the folks how you did it. Yeah. So let's see if we can see how you're breathing just by doing a, hold on, my keyboard went off. We're gonna go. No, 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 no. Can you do that? Is that a good range for you?
No.
No, no.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, give us three no's on the top.
Sorry?
No, 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 no.
No, 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 no.
Good. Let's go down from there.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Good. So can everyone see where Deborah's support mechanism is kicking in? Can you all see that? If you watch her beautiful peach top, yep, right at her waistline where her jeans hit the top, you'll be able to see. It might take a couple of iterations. That's why I had her do it 3 or 4 times, but you can see exactly where and how she's breathing. So let's go back up and do that again.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Yeah, good. So what's great is your background is white and we can really see the colors against that white background and how you're doing that breathing. So what I would do with this particular PVI person is move on to phonation, right? Because she's got the alignment in place. She's got the breast support. Seems like she's doing it habitually. So that's good. So let's go to how the sound is being produced. So do that again. Same exercise just for simplicity's sake. And let's get a little bit closer to the camera so we can see how you're producing the sound and maybe even hear it a little bit better.
Sorry, I've
No,
got
this is great.
those nice little things.
It's awesome.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Good.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, that's good. I think you have a very healthy onset of sound. I don't hear a glottal. I hear a nice voice production. Your tone is super clear. It's not breathy or nasal. It's well positioned. I don't hear a lot of vibrato. What I do hear, and this is moving kind of into articulation, is
That would be the one I really want and need.
we're zooming to that one. And I think a pure O vowel. Do that again and think about a pure O vowel and knowing that an O is a diphthong. How would you pronounce that if you were really thinking about it?
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Yeah, so I would want even more, Deborah. It's
Even more.
better than it was. And you're giving us a more round O, but I think like no, 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 no. Right? Actually overdo it if you feel like it's being
Okay.
overdone, because I think that will give us enough.
So maybe you can give me a little bit of advice. I suffer really badly with really tight jaw tension.
Ooh.
And one of the things I have been really working on is trying to find a way to release this. And I think what I'm losing in the process is better articulation. I think that's a compromise while I'm trying to figure out how to keep this loose so that the articulation doesn't trigger the tightness. But let me try.
Okay.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, I think that's better, but maybe we should move to a different exercise because
Okay.
it might help with that issue as well. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. And we're gonna do that on a blah. Blah, 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 blah. So nice and relaxed. No soft lips, no tension in the lips, and just let it flow.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, did that feel very relaxed to you?
Yes.
Now, can you apply that feeling to the no? So just do the same exercise on the no word.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, you did really well. It's hard to stay relaxed, do a
Yes.
diphthong, turn it, and do all the things. But you did well, and I think finding that balance between blah, 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 very relaxed, and the no is a perfect opposite to blah, right?
Right.
It's very specific and it's a diphthong and it has to change. And so keeping the relaxation, try that again, keeping the relaxation of the blah and using the no, as you move on, it might get a little easier.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
No, no. Ugh.
Blah, blah,
No, just a second.
blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Yeah, I think if you did this exercise at home, you would do the blah in between each no, because I can see that you're tensing up and putting it back in. But if you go blah, 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 no, 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 right? It will remind you of what the sensation is. So give me a blah, blah, just, and then do blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. And see if you can't.
Blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no.
Yeah, it's a tough problem, Deborah, because that relaxation that you want and everybody should have also needs to be put into um the countenance, right? The way we want to produce the sound with the kind of smile in the voice, and right, we ask ourselves to do so many opposite things. It's why our sport is so difficult and why we're always learning, is because there's a lot to do. So try that again. Do the blah 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 until you're comfortable. Do the no, and then give us a lifted, relaxed consonant, countenance at the same time.
Blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, right? Yeah, could you see and hear the difference, ladies? I see some clapping going on, so they could actually tell, absolutely tell. But that's it's a hard thing to do, so I do not envy you.
It is too, and the other thing that that does for me, that particular exercise. I left to my unthinking devices, I can easily sing nasally. And so the N triggers some of that. So that particular exercise hits lots of buttons.
Right, but
Okay.
the blah should be the opposite, right? Because that's B with the front and
Right.
relaxed. Yeah,
Right.
good.
So the no, of course, to pronounce an N, you have to open up your nasal passage, and then you have to relift your palate each of those times. And so,
Right.
you know, it's one of those.
Nobody said it was easy, right?
It was easy.
But you're doing great. You did a great job handling all the different things that we need to do. And, you know, if in the moment of an uptune song, for instance, that's going to be really hard to stay relaxed, turn the diphthongs, keep the, you know, lifted countenance. And that's, you know, why practice is so important for all of us.
It is.
Yeah. Well, good. Thank you. Everybody give her a round of applause.
Thank you so much for taking me.
You're welcome. Happy to.
And I
glad
love
you-
that little exercise. You said you had those on a,
Yeah, I can
can you
share
share
it.
a copy?
Yeah,
you-
I'll get it to
Cindy?
to Cindy, yeah, and
Or whoever?
she can share it. Does that work?
awesome.
Yep.
Thank
And
you.
you're welcome. And once you get this sheet, you can there's descriptors above. There's I think a total of 14 exercises on here. And there are descriptors above each exercise for the goal of the exercise. And they range from general, just some general ones, and then relaxation, which is the blah blah, and also ga 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 is a nice relaxation one. And then there's one for passaggio, a couple for passaggio, a couple for vibrato, and one to work on resonance. So everybody will find something for you in there. So I'll get it to Cindy today and she can distribute it.
Thank you so much. That sounds like every one of them I need.
Yeah, we all do. We all do. It's a
That's
great
great.
cheat. It's a great cheat sheet that Ryan put together years ago. So I've been
Thank you.
using it forever. So cool. Any questions from the observers? Comments, questions? Another volunteer, perhaps. Leslie, yes, do you have a question?
No, I was just wondering, will that sheet come via email to the participants, or how are we gonna?
Yeah, it's a PDF.
Okay,
So-
perfect. Thank you.
Right, Cindy, can you email it to everybody? Yeah, cool. Any questions about what we did? Thoughts, comments? No, nothing? If you're probably muted, Judy, if you're trying to say something. No, okay. All right.
Sandy, I was gonna praise Deborah. I just thought there was a really great unified sound as she went up and down it in terms of that whole passaggio, or at
Yes.
least to my ear. I was going, nice job, Deborah, on that. So maybe there's other internal workings in the jaw tension, other things she spoke to, but in terms of you know, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you know, up and down, I just thought there was a really consistent tone in her
Yes.
sound. And I was
Yeah,
like,
and
oh, I like
marrying-
that. Nice job,
Ye-
Deborah.
It was really good. And that's hard to do for many of us is marrying the chest voice to the head tone, right? Some vocal teachers say there is no such thing as head tone and chest voice because that mental discussion alone can create a difference in sound. But Deborah did demonstrate, thank you, Sonia, for bringing that up, the nice that she doesn't have a difference in the head and the chest voice, which is what our goal is. And there is a couple exercises on here to work on that passaggio area so that it blends really well and sounds as beautifully as Deborah's. Cool. All right. Well, if there's no more questions and we don't have a last volunteer, last chance to jump.
Sandy,
Yeah.
I'm new to all of this. I'm very nervous, but I guess I'll try it.
Yay, yay, absolutely. So Terry, nice to meet you.
Thanks.
What?
You
Are you a baritone?
I am. I just started singing with the Helena, Montana choir,
Oh,
just this Christmas.
awesome. Well,
I'm
thank you for being so
Yeah.
brave and volunteering yourself. That's awesome. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about your singing background?
There I am.
There
I've been
you
in
are.
lots of choirs. I'm not a trained voice at all. I love to sing, and I've been an alto singer for my life for, I don't know, like 35, 40 years, but no training whatsoever. So everything, I'm sucking up whatever you're saying here. Right?
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you for putting your camera so that we can see your body. And if you could turn 90 degrees so we can see, yep. And let's get your alignment positioned. So make sure that your weight is balanced on your left and right feet. Your body is nice and buoyant. Feet are about the distance of your hips apart. Spine is elongated but not stressed. Shoulders are relaxed. Chin looks good and your knees are not locked. So let's see how you're breathing, and let's just do a hold on, let's do a let's see. We're gonna do tho a ah. Tho a ah. Can you do that?
Oh, eh, oh, eh, ah.
Good, good. Do that again, same thing. Step of just one step away from the camera so we can see a little bit more of your body, please. Yeah, good. Try that again. Tho a ah.
Oh, eh, oh, eh, ah.
Again.
Oh, eh, oh, eh, ah. Oh, eh, oh, eh, ah.
Yeah, can you rest your hand on your belly button for me? Yep. Just one hand so I can see it better. Yeah, that, no, the other hand. Yep. Right there. Tho a ah.
Did
Tho-
you change it?
I'm sorry.
Will you sing that again, please?
Tho a ah.
Oh, eh, ah. Was that what you did?
Close. It was close. It's good enough though. Again, tho a ah.
Oh, eh.
Actually, let's just,
Oh,
yeah.
ah.
You know what? I'm making this too hard on you. I'm going to switch to the one that we gave Deborah earlier.
You're frozen.
I am? Am I frozen?
You were frozen.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to
But-
switch to, I'm going to make this easier for you and switch to a simpler one that we gave Deborah just before. Blah, 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 blah. It's very similar, but
Blah, 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 blah.
good.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, so from what I can determine through the camera is I do believe that you're singing in a low chest breath. You're not doing it from the shoulders, but you're not doing it from the low wide breath either. So I'm going to ask you to put your hands above your head, lower them slowly to your side, and be aware of where your rib cage is. Do you feel that?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah, it's different than where it normally is, right?
yeah.
So the idea is to keep it there as long as you can. And this is an ongoing process. You can't fix that in one 10-minute PVI, right? It's just giving you the awareness of where it should be when you're singing. Because when it's raised like that, you have more room below for the muscles and the diaphragm to relax and inhale the air, right? So why don't you just do da 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 da. Do that again.
Da 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 da.
Yeah, now before you take the breath, think about where you're taking it from. Relax your stomach muscles and breathe low and wide.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Yes. So I could see that your lower body was taking in the air rather than your upper body. So do that again and take note of what you're doing mentally. Take note of what you're doing differently than what you did before.
Da 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 da.
Do that again.
Da da.
Exhale.
Da 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 da.
Yeah. And an important part of this is exhaling the old air so that you have room to bring in new air, right? So if you have leftover air, make sure you get rid of that. Take that low, wide breath if your rib cage is still in the right position, and do that again.
Da 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 da.
Yeah, so is that different from what you would normally do?
Da da. Yeah, I think like I'm coming from here before and I'm coming lower now. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes. That's the whole
And
point.
it seems like to do that, I have to sort of relax my tummy muscles.
Exactly. Yep.
So I'm just kind of like allowing this to be like more open.
Yes. Yeah, couple of things. I don't know about you, but when I was a young girl, my mother told me to hold my stomach in, right? Hold your stomach in, you'll look better. And so those tight muscles don't allow you to breathe properly. So it's the opposite of holding your stomach in. The other thing is, if you're ever confused about how to do it, lay down on your back in bed or wherever and breathe, because when you're laying down on your back, you will naturally breathe from the correct place, and you can actually feel it and see it happening. And then you'll take that and stand up and try to apply it there.
Okay,
Cool.
great.
Good, good, good. Well, we only
Thank-
have a couple minutes left, so I'm glad. Thank you for volunteering. That was awesome. And if you just take one thing away from it, I'm thrilled. So, and breathing is the most important thing that we do in our art form. So, you're on your way.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Terry. Cool.
Well
Well,
done, Terry.
yeah,
Mhm.
thanks to everybody for coming, and I hope that you at least understand about how important alignment and breathing is, and then moving on to phonation, resonation, and articulation. That's kind of the hierarchy of what I do in a PVI. And as I said, different people approach it differently. So not that there's any right or wrong way, as long as it accomplishes what's needed. So thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
You've been wonderful, Sandy. This was a wonderful class.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. I will send Cindy that sheet, so look for it in your email. And I can also send the hierarchy that I just went through a few times of, I'll send that out as well, so you have something to refer to. Thank
Very
you,
good.
guys.
Thank you
See
so
ya at
much.
contest. See ya
Yeah,
at
that's right.
contest. Can't wait. All right, take care.
Hey, Sandy,
Yeah,
Oh, do you have time?
I
Could
do.
on like 2 or 3 more minutes?
Yeah.
I didn't want to derail class or inject with a question that is really off the grid here.
Okay.
Nothing that's been spoken of. It's more about, I'm curious as your experience as assistant director with Pride and all your years with Cascade Harmony. what are you seeing as the evolution or the trend? Pythagorean tuning versus sing in the middle of the note as much as you can all the time, as much as I mean, there's always lean this way, lean, maybe the isolated chord of whatever part, maybe that's almost baritone a lot of the time. But I'm just curious, your experience as an assistant director of Pride, and again, as with Cascade, what are you seeing as the toolbox?
Yeah. Well, the coaches that we've been bringing in, now that you mention it, I haven't heard the word Pythagorean in several years. So, I remember when it was super popular, and Sandy Marin came to Cascade once, and we actually stood in the formation of a keyboard, from a C to a C, with the black notes people standing forward and the white notes people standing back. And we did an exercise of how to tune the thirds and the sixth and the seventh. We have not done that since way before pandemic. So I don't know if it's a trend, if it was too much to ask singers to think about, or if it just didn't work, but it seems to be on the down. What we're doing today is more about freedom and lack of tension in the sound. I mean, we had so many years, and Ryan Heller being our director for 20 years, he was all about having a lot of sound, a lot of loud, a lot of dynamic differences, including lots of louds. And that has a tendency to sound angry at times. And we had coaches come in, Joni Bescos being the first, and others continuing down there saying, you sound like you're yelling at people when you sing loud. So finding that balance of dynamics with a relaxed approach, tension-free, balanced air and sound is, I think, where you get the beauty of the sound as opposed to the anger. And I do think Pythagorean it sounds great, and it's smart, and it's true, but it's a lot to ask not only the singers but directors to explain and reiterate and to think about when you're singing. So I think approaching it as relaxed rather than thinking about, am I on the third or the sixth, is a better approach. But what a great question. I hadn't thought about that in years.
I mark every song, and this is just me. This is just, we all have different things we do at home, our own personal homework. It's not necessarily a song of Seattle or whatever, that's the chorus I'm in. But whether it's quartet for prime time or song, I mark 2, 3, 6, 7.
You do.
Yeah. So again, it's not every chord, because the truth is, in music theory, it kind of depends on how the chord's stacked. There's probably more exceptions. It's just a baseline. For me, it's a basic baseline. And when I sing 2, 3, 6, 7, a little higher and a little
Yeah.
lighter,
Yeah.
it's just more in tune. But you're right. For most of us, it's just too much. They're like
Yeah.
their eyes start to bug out.
Yeah.
And I
but
think you're right. The freedom, the less tension, for sure, addresses so many good things.
Right. And
Yeah.
the approach that I take with my music is similar. I do octaves,
Yeah.
major firsts and seconds, and any weird accidentals that I need to be aware of. And then my baritone brain, I like to think, fixes the shading when I've been doing this long enough that I can hear when the baritone needs to be a little bit higher, a little bit low. So I fix that internally. But I think the approach, had to change my approach, because I'm used to singing really hard, and we don't do that anymore. We're singing much more lyrically and with a prettier sound, and I love that, for as an audience member as well as a singer.
Thank you.
So yeah, you're welcome. Well, anything else, you guys?
Thank you so much, Sandy.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you in May. Thanks, Donna. You